How does it feel to receive the Variety Artisan Award?
Oh, it feels fantastic. I'm just thrilled to death. I mean, this is like you make a movie like this, and then when people like it, that's a great reward. And then to get actually an award for that is fantastic.
The visual effects for the Jungle Book, it's a real game changer. How did you go about starting this project and creating this?
Well, we started out by actually choosing to want to do something that really has never been done quite like this before. It's capable of being done, but there's like a taste choice of I want to make a movie that looks like it's a realistically created movie, and I think there's a place for that where instead of being fantasy or overly graphic or whatever, that it becomes a different genre. All of a sudden, you can create something where maybe that you fool the audience thinking it's real, and what magically happens when you fool the audience, I think it's really start watching the story. And then if you have a tried and true story like Jungle Book, they start to get into it. And then by the time the movie's over, they're sort of along for the ride. They believe the animals can talk. They believe the friendships. They believe the threat, the danger. Idris Elba's performance is unbelievable. You know, just his voice. And then the animators who took over and basically created his persona on screen. It was an amazing union. And that's really not quite done like that before, you know, or at least we didn't think it is. And so it was a very high bar that we set. Photorealism is not achieved that often and for that long. You know, it's achieved in visual effects movies and stuff like that for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you know, here and there, other shots, but to do the entire film from beginning to end with the idea that we're trying to fool the audience and believing it's real. And if you do, you know, then they like it, I think. And I guess Variety really liked it too. So.
And what was it like working with Jon Favreau?
Oh, John's terrific. I don't know if you've interviewed him or talked to him or you know, even just seeing his persona on TV and in his various roles. But he was a sweetheart of a guy and very creative, very collaborative. Always is asking your opinion. What do you think of this? How is that working? You know, what would make it better? And all the various things that encourages you to continue to think and make things better. And instead of just stop at a certain point, is let's take one step further. And he was really into the idea of making this an absolutely photoreal film. Don't rely on glamorous skies or overly wrought lighting or anything else or camera moves. Make it look like we really filmed it. And that was kind of our mantra through the whole thing, is it looks like we picked up like that camera and we walked around with it and just photographed animals that happen to be speaking, as opposed to like, look at us, look how great we are, look what this great camera move is, look how our great lighting is, and all the various things. It's like to make it look like you just literally went out and filmed it, and that's what we hope to achieve. And so he really, you know, to get these movies made, everybody has to kind of be on board doing the same movie. And on this film, we were very lucky that the studio, Disney, wanted to make this film. Jon Favreau wanted to make this film. Everybody who worked on it wanted to make this film this particular way. So there was never any conflict, never any strife. We all had one purpose, is how to pull this off. And it was kind of, you know, I wouldn't say it's easy, because no films are easy, but it was kind of straightforward to achieve results because everybody wanted the same thing. There was no struggle there.
And you're going to be doing the upcoming remake of The Lion King.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
I could talk a little bit about that. It's basically, you know, a step further from Jungle Book. Jungle Book, essentially, without the boy in it, was a bit like what Lion King's going to be, except this one's going to be grander, more epic, still absolutely photoreal, but a beautifully filmed movie. It's going to be, you know, just gorgeous to look at in a very naturalistic way, not in a computer way, not in a Photoshop way, as if, and we're going to a photo safari to actually see what it feels like to shoot in those real locations and absorb what it feels like, get the sense of that. So it's all imparted in our film. We have world-class cinematographer Caleb Deschanel, who's going to be helping us film it, and we're going to virtually shoot it like we did Jungle Book, but we're going to virtually shoot it as if we had a real crane, a real camera, a real lens, shooting it in 65 millimeter like a David Lean film. So we have very high hopes for it, and we think we're going to make a beautiful film, or at least that's our intention at any rate.
Well, we can't wait to see it.
Me too.
Thank you so much, and
Okay.
congratulations on tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate
so much.
that.